Welcome to Mics and Meows, the show behind the show cats. I started this channel to share the incredible world of cat shows, especially right here in South Africa. There's so much more to the cat fancy than most people realize. The dedication, the passion, the personalities behind the pedigrees. In each episode, I talk to breeders, judges, and cat lovers who live and breathe this world. Whether you're a fellow breeder, a cat show enthusiast, or just a curious cat person, welcome. Let's discover what makes the cat fancy so fascinating. Today we'll be speaking to Lorraine Kennard of Awesome Bengals. How do you choose which cats to breed?
If I choose cats, it obviously has to be cats that's got the right profiles and the temperaments. Temperament's very important in Bengals, and obviously it needs to have the patterns and the coloring that stands out.
What steps do you take to ensure ethical breeding practices?
There's quite a lot of things you have to think about when breeding ethical. First of all, health is very important, and you want to sell a cat that obviously is pretty, but is also well socialized, has got a pedigree, has got all the injections and vaccinations, and that people can enjoy the full cat, not just nice to look at. It must be a cat that is, it's got everything.
Are your breeding cats retired at a certain age?
It really depends on each cat, but I would say around about 6 years is maybe a good stage, but some cats can breed a bit longer. Some of them, will probably stop earlier. It really depends on each individual.
What health screenings do you perform on your breeding cat?
My cats get screened for HEM, which is hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, also polycystic kidney disease, a PRAB, which is a blindness that's in Bengals, PK deaf, which is enzyme deficiency that they can also have. So I screen against all those.
What age do you allow your kittens to go to their new homes?
Around about 12 weeks, because that's basically the earliest they can be sterilized and all the vaccinations are up to date, and also because Bengals mature quite late, they need to be with their mommies until they're about that age.
How are your kittens socialized before adoption?
It's very important to socialize Bengals well because they have the wild ancestors. It's important to socialize them from very small. When they open their eyes at about 2 weeks, they need to see humans. So they need to be interacted with a lot, and they grow up in my house and they get interaction with people a lot.
What kind of environment are the kittens raised in?
Definitely in my house. They need to get used to the sounds and the movement that's going on in the house. So they're used to kids, they're used to dogs, they're used to other cats. So hair dryers, vacuum cleaners.
What food do you recommend for your kittens?
My kittens grow up on hills, Kitten, and then they also, when they're about 8 weeks, 7 weeks, I start introducing raw. So they get a combination of raw and hills.
With which organization are your cats registered?
They are registered with Cat Federation of South Africa and South African Cat Council.
Do you provide pedigree documentation?
Yes, they get registered before they go home, and also a transfer form when they get home.
What does your breeder contract include?
Basically, my breeder contract, the most important thing on my breeder contract is when the people can't keep the cat anymore, or sometimes people immigrate or whatever else, the cat comes back to me. So I make sure they get the right home. And also, I do give a bit of a health guarantee. The cat must be healthy when it goes home. It needs to have, proper care. It can't be declawed. It's very important for me. And also, I do give a health guarantee on hereditary diseases.
Do you sell your kittens with breeding rights or only as pets?
I sell kittens only as pets because, to me, I know that when a cat goes home as a pet, it's got a whole different life as a breeding cat. So to me, I know when they're pets, they're going to stay in the house and they're going to be part of the family. Breeding cats, it's very seldom that I would sell breeding cats. I'm very finicky with for people breeding with them, because breeding is not for everybody, and people don't realize that.
What traits define a show quality cat in this breed?
Bengals, they are a quite exquisite looking cat. But there is also quite a number of other things we look at. So they must have smallish ears, they must have this big nocturnal eyes, they must have good coloring, good pattern. They also have glitter, which is not it's not a must that they must have it, but it is very nice to have it, and it's very nice to see in the sun. So this one is a good example.
Are there any misconceptions about the breed that you would like to clarify?
Yes, Bengals, most people think because they come from the Asian leopard cat and the wild ancestor that they are wild. They're not supposed to be wild. They are busy, they are active, very intelligent, but they're not supposed to be wild. So if you get a Bengal that is wild, there's a problem. You need to look at the breeding. It's supposed to be socialized well, and they need to breed with proper parents.
What's been the most rewarding experience as a breeder?
I think when the babies go home and the people fall in love with their babies, that's very rewarding, seeing the pictures and the videos and see what a difference these cats make in a household. It's very rewarding to do that.
Do you stay in touch with the kittens' owners after adoption?
Yes, I stay in touch with all the kittens. I get a lot of feedback and videos and photos, and obviously if there's any problems, I'm definitely always there to help people with that, because you need to be there. It's these babies grew up in my house, and I've got a relationship with every one of them.